All right, Chuck Cirino, composer for Name and Dynamite Davenport. How did you get involved in this film, and where did you get that shirt?
Oh, I got the shirt. I don't know where I got the shirt, but it was a long time. I meant to wear the one with naked ladies on it, but something didn't work out in the closet today. So, where did I? All right. So I started rehearsing for this film back in 1968 in a movie theater in downtown Miami. An old print of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was playing, and I went to see it for the first time. And upon watching that film, I said to myself, this movie is real. It didn't get shot by a director, it actually happened. So it influenced me in such a strange way. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly score is still my favorite score. So I basically grew up loving spaghetti westerns. A lot of my influence over the last 40 years has been spaghetti western, working with my friend Jim Wynorski for all these years. We met because of Ennio Morricone, who is the composer of many spaghetti westerns, as you may know. So, I mean, my influence for this came from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and of course, Errol, director here, who is also a lover of the same thing. So we vibed really well together when it came to whether he was going to accept a certain musical style or not. And so what you're getting here in my style isn't necessarily The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, even though I did steal the drum beat from at the end, the showdown. It's basically a collusion of many different film score styles, including Jerry Goldsmith and Elmer Bernstein. Elmer Bernstein wrote the score for the Magnificent Seven. Okay, so we all know that. So there's a little bit of, in one of the themes, there's a little bit of that plunky Magnificent Seven feeling. But mostly I was going for the spaghetti because that's what Errol wanted, was the spaghetti. And like I said, it's been influenced. I've been doing this kind of thing all my life. I've been playing with synthesizers and trying to get the Morricone sound. So this is the culmination of my career, basically. Scoring this film is the most important thing in my life professionally right now. And I have a lot of other things going on, including my own film I'm working on with my son, who plays John Wilkes Booth in this movie. But right now, doing this music is really important because it's got to be perfect and correct for this film. Errol and I think I scored that opening scene, which is my favorite scene from the film, the shootout that Chris was just talking about, my favorite scene. And I scored it, how many times? 5 times before we got it right. Okay, because he kept saying, ah, or ee, and I knew when he does that, or this, do it again. So I went and did it again until we got it right. And if that answers your opening question, I hope it did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anything else?
Does any of the audience have anything else?
No music questions?
So I got one as far as the process goes. I mean, so tell us about your process when you're doing it. I mean, you have multiple instruments. Is it some actual instruments? Is it a lot of the digital? Is it a mixture of both? I mean, break it down from there.
So here's the way I've scored all my life, and I've done like 70 plus scores. It's mostly synthesizers and samples. I've always been kind of working around the bottom in the B movies industry, but I love it. I love the idea of being able to sound like an orchestra. I'd rather do it all myself. But in the scene where Eli plays John Wilkes Booth, I decided to do something a little different and use an acoustical instrument. It just so happens to be a handpan, which is in the background. Eli's job, or one of his jobs, is tuning and building handpans. So I borrowed one from his work and I brought it in for that scene. And every time you see John Wilkes Booth, you kind of hear this mysterioso kind of like feeling thing going on in the background. And it's kind of odd because here it is, Eli does this for a living, but it's the instrument being used for his character in the film. So that's the only acoustical instrument you're going to hear that's real.
The one question, IIDD TV from London again. Question for you is, you talked about the first scene in the movie is your favorite, which is the beginning of a movie, which means how long. Why did you like it so much?
Cinematically, it was perfect. Perfectly shot. No dialogue except when I guess it's who talks first, Chris? We have so many Chris's.
Deuce.
Yeah. Deuce. Until then, there's no dialogue in the movie. It's just that incredible opening title sequence. From the time
Yes, he did frame the shots, I believe. The director was the cinematographer, framed the shot. Yeah, great.
He did all of it.
So what do you want?
That whole opening. I mean, up through the turtle.
We're bounty hunters. That's what we do. Looking for this guy.
No, never in my life.
Where is he?
Church.
Don't mind if I do.
We need an identifiable corpse.
No payout. Nope, no payout. I'll straighten it out.
These guys are them guys. Right here. You get out of here. Oh my Lord, they're chasing me.
Who's chasing you?
John Wilkes Booth. Protect me. You got 5 minutes. I would pay you handsomely.
Oh my God, he killed the president!
Shit!
Let's go get him.
Now!
Greetings, my friends. No need for violence. I sell candles. How many sticks?